My name is Dr. Erica Steele, and this month we're talking all about minority mental health. And so today we're going to talk about self-care practices and what minorities can do for free to be able to help their mental and their emotional state. So the first thing I'm going to recommend is journaling. Journaling accesses the subconscious mind, meaning where you store everything, your experiences, perceptions, those experiences, beliefs, and core beliefs. So all of that storage unit is just sitting there, right? And then it feeds to your conscious mind, which controls your logic, your reason, and your decision making. So I recommend that you begin to journal every single day to really get out what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're experiencing, especially with, again, racism, microaggressions, and just stress. A lot of times we have things that have been passed down, burdens that have been passed down through our DNA, like indentured servitude is one, or colonialization is another one. These burdens really inhibit our ability to move forward. And especially with a lot of the societal barriers and just overall the doors that are not as easily open, all of those things can create almost a helplessness in a sense. And so it's really, I believe, very crucial for us to begin to take personal accountability, take responsibility, and take our power back. And journaling, I find, is a really good way to do that. The second thing that I'm going to recommend is breath work. Breath work is incredibly important simply because you are really relaxing that nervous system. When you take more short inhalations, exhalations from the chest, what are you doing? You're activating that vagal nerve, you're activating that fight or flight mechanism. Rather, when you're taking deeper belly breaths, you're slowly tonifying your nervous system. So when you've been experiencing, like I mentioned before, all of those various things, it can affect not only your nervous system, but also your mental and your emotional state. So, really connecting with your breath. I also love to put a cold pack on your chest that helps with the vagal nerve. It helps with that fight or flight response. So, if you're having difficulty sleeping, putting an ice pack on your chest about 45 minutes before bed, doing some deep abdominal breathing that can really help too. Remember, a lot of these stressors have been passed down in our DNA. And so they're activated. And so we're just living out a lot of these experiences, even if we're unconscious of it, even if we're unaware. So the third thing I'm going to talk about is diet. Diet is incredibly important, making sure that you're eating high amounts of protein so that you're getting the appropriate amount of amino acids. Our bodies run off of amino acids. We want to keep our blood sugar nice and stable. And so that is also another self-care practice. The last one is water. Water is, again, I keep saying this, incredibly important. But water is like the flow of life. And so when we stop drinking water, we stop living in the flow of life. We try to hold on, we try to brace for impact. And again, that's going to be very stressful. Not to mention that it dehydrates the system, so you can't detoxify properly, etc. So those are four general self-care practices of journaling, making sure that you're eating enough protein, breath work, as well as your water. Those are just some simple things. Now, a bonus, I would say, is moving your body. So, whether it's a light stretching or walking around the block, really getting all of those endorphins going, those are going to help. Those are like the feel good chemicals. Those are going to help you to de stress, especially after a long, difficult day. We often, in our cultures, we are often the ones that are working really hard. We're the strong friend. We're supporting everybody around us. And that can be really difficult and can weigh on us. And so when we look around, it's very isolating. When we look around, there's really no one else to help. So we must put our oxygen mask on first. We must prioritize ourselves, and we must let go of this mindset, especially in the minority communities, that we have to sacrifice ourselves to be able to help other people. I know that I've been extremely guilty of that. And I have learned to really pull back, learn to say no, set these healthy boundaries, because that is really going to help me be able to help so many people. So if you need any assistance in self-care practices, please click our links below. We have tons of them. I also have a 30-day to emotional healing course that is just chock filled with lots and lots of self-care and self-healing practices. Thanks for tuning in, and like, share, and subscribe.